Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. Polina here, talking to you about 5th house North Node and North Node and Leo. So these are kind of mirrored. And yes, your South Node would be either in Aquarius, if it is in Leo, or 11th house. So this is where we can't get on, okay? This is where we can't see each other eye to eye. Okay, so if you have this situation, you perhaps politely said feel possessed sometimes, and even a super high frequency about the things that you do and do not like. There's nothing else going on. Sometimes it's just like me, mine, me. How is this possible? How is that going on? Why? These people are usually very, very emotional because it's like a wave or like a shock, or just like a huge, ginormous, like reconnection that happens, and you just basically become absolutely unable to go forward without a certain thing or without a certain feeling, and that is okay. So like one of the most beautiful and perhaps really relevant things here is that you can't sometimes say no. And maybe you cannot withstand the urge to poke somebody on the shoulder, to point at somebody, or to try. There is something else within you that just does it for you, and there is no point of seeking help. There are sometimes no avail situations that will happen, especially if you conserve a lot of energy, and then suddenly it's almost like you are dying and another version is reborn. So like one of the greatest things about you guys is obsession. Obsession with detail, obsession with work, obsession with the world, obsession with your worth. Everything that is upsetting and obsessed. Like for example, you just want to go there, you just want to have a look, you just want to make sure, you just want to do the thing. The obsession, the upset part, or the upset person that you are, that sometimes just needs to have a certain flavor, smell, or feel. There has to be like a knowing of where these things come from. But one of the greatest things about you is that you are the one. Okay, nobody knows how to do it. They know, oh, gotta go to that person to get the result. It's like, I need a new dress, I need to buy like the fabric and, let this person sew it for me. I don't know what to do, I need a personal trainer, and I have like 7 or 8 different trainers in front of me. You will be chosen. So there is like not even a question. You are the choice of choices. And sometimes people don't even understand how good it was, perhaps sometimes, that they didn't understand who you were. And the erratic or the androgynously shocking nature of who you can sometimes come out to be really makes us question and makes us even afraid of who we were. So you're not just a personal trainer, you're a mind coach, nobody's going to do it like you, without any doubt. You're not just a dog groomer, for example. You're a pet reformer. You are like a personal vet. You're like more than that. I mean, that's very, very hard and dense. We will choose you all the time, but however, your job or your place in society is not usually what it is. We're going for one thing, we get another. That's the trick. It's trickster energy, and sometimes we won't even know. We will not even like show you how. But the respect doesn't really come. So we have to have you, we have to see you, we have to call you, we have to make sure that we make space for you, at the same time as not realizing that you are more than it seems, and we're looking at an iceberg, and without that iceberg, the gift would not be, but at the same time the gift is just being you. And though you're not maybe like the most astounding or like famed or relevant person, there are things about you that we cannot even understand. Like, how did this happen? What is it that you carry with you? Like, what are those thoughts and feelings that have made you who you are? Like, wow, like what is it about you? And one of the greatest things about you guys is disorder. Disorder, disobedience, and sometimes not just chaos, but chaotic everything. Everything. And on a level, there is nothing but faith. And without a doubt, maybe you guys don't really make the best, for example, mechanic, but by building a car, you become like very known as, like, for example, a mini celebrity in a certain type of workshop or a certain type of scene. So I'm not kidding you. You go somewhere, you think you're doing it for one purpose, you're doing it for another purpose. I mean, here is where you get like the coach, that is kind of destroying people, but also is getting them absolutely phenomenal in another way. You get, for example, people with ginormous emotional results at the same time as being totally unhappy about who they are. So it's like a double-edged sword sometimes, and some of the time it is better than it can be. You know, somebody, for example, gets their eyebrows done at your salon. They score everything. They just get everything done. They have more emotional charisma. They suddenly become exactly who they are. At the same time, their eyebrows don't really look the best. You know, so that's the very interesting quantum joke about people with North Node in Leo and North Node in the 5th house. But however, you're always guided through choice. Other people want you there. Other people want to marry you. Other people want to merge with you. Merging. I want to merge with this person. I want to see them at my house. I want them in my bed. I want them in my life. So there are more than one context to you. I mean, you're thinking you are like so proud, like you found yourself a person. You could have found yourself a prison as well. So your heart is always jumping, because, you know, this is North Node of the heart. It's always jumping leaps and bounds out of the previous or out of the boring. So like the peaceful states, you cannot maybe have as much as other people, but you will always be at peace within chaos. Paramedics, jokers, comedians, comics, you know, people that draw all the time, people that are on their feet a lot, you know, people that work hard hours, hairdressers, you know, shop owners are perfect. Because they don't sometimes give any crap about what's going on, and they will just go to that next cosmic joke, the cosmic joke of life, and the cosmic joke of the universality that you bring. So I hope that you are seeing yourself, and I hope that you enjoy everything that happens next. So you'll always be driven by source, and you probably will always be driven by the larger people in your group. You will probably always find yourself, even without any like charisma seemingly sometimes, or without any particular gift, the place and the job that other people were dying to get. And you didn't do really that much. You just basically showed up and there you were. So you're like a baby, always fresh, always reborn, and almost entirely free. So one of the things about you guys is that no matter how much chaos and unsophistication seem to follow you, or how much small and large strangeness you might find in your endocrine system, in your gut, you know, if your restaurant, you know, gets, how can I say, closed down because of bad hygiene, or if your spouse cheats on you, and, you know, if anything weird, really weird happens to you guys, you're always kind of like God. You're always like the laughter of the universal mind, and you'll never ever be without real true friends, maybe, or real true gifts. And these could be very lucky big time gifts. Also have a look at your Jupiter in your sky, you know, like big time, like a big time universality, like a big time, you know, like the big time machine, or the large sum, or, you know, the grand design, you know, the grand gesture. It's always kind of on the lookout for you. And however chaotic and however strange are these thoughts, or these people, or these jobs, they always bring you light. So thank you very much. I hope that this has been interesting and thoughtful, or curious for you. And if you are really uncomfortable about anything, if you are afraid of yourself, you just don't need to be, just guided. Okay, you guys are like source, real source. You guys are the source of the party, and the source for all those things that other people know that you have. Be patient and be quiet sometimes, but know when it's time to bolt, and sometimes you can't help it. So beautiful and wonderful to be you. Thank you. And enjoy. If you want to have a look at my website, if you want to have a look at my Patreon, have a look. There's links below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.